Hey guys, today I'll post a video that I recorded a couple of weeks ago. It's an older recording that I did before I changed my setup that I tried to edit as much as I could to give you a better view into what I was doing. I hope you'll enjoy it. It highlights how I use EPAM's agentic developer CodeMie with Cursor. Enjoy. And right now I'm going to do something a little more complex. And so I need a little more powerful agents than just Copilot or maybe even Cursor. So I'm going to try CodeMe. I'm not sure if you have used it, so I'm going to orient you real quick about what it is and how I think about it, okay? So CodeMe allows me to create or use, if somebody else already has created, assistants. Assistants come with two things. They come with call it a system prompt, which is what the assistant will be doing right there, and tools that I allow it to use to perform its duties. Now, there are many assistants that you can borrow from. You can also write your own. I wrote my own, and as far as how I wrote the prompts that I like, I went to, in this case, OpenAI Playground, give it a little bit of the prompt that I wanted. It gave me a whole lot more of what I actually meant. I corrected that a little bit and created myself an agent. We're going to do a two-step process. The task requires multiple edits in different places. So what I've done is what I would have done if I were to delegate this to somebody on my team. I wrote a user story. Now, this user story is quite specific in terms of what I'm asking it to do, as if I was giving it to somebody a lot more junior than I am, right? And somebody with less context about what's going on. First, I'm going to ask an agent to read this user story and come up with a development plan. And then we're going to review that plan. And if we like it, we're going to then feed that plan into another assistant, which will be a developer. We're going to ask to implement it. This is not something you can simply type up a sentence or two and hit enter and expect magic to happen. So let's go to the solution architect assistant first. And we're going to ask it to read this user story and create an implementation plan. And here we go. Okay, so it has iterated a few times, maybe spent 30 seconds max. It wrote a pretty detailed implementation plan, okay? Now, I can work with it here, or I can ask it to write it down for me in Confluence, where I can then look at it, spend a little more time with it, make sure I'm agree with it, maybe edit some things, and then have my developer read my Confluence page. So we collect all our, we call them proposals, like request for change or just designs in here. So what I'm going to ask the agent to do, I'm going to say, great, publish this as a proposal in, and off it goes. Okay, it created the proposal. Let's gonna go and look at it, okay? There we go. So now I'm gonna pause because I need to read this and decide if this is good as it is or if I need to change anything, okay? Give me a minute. So I've read through it. I really like it. I do. I just don't need my solution architect, with all due respect, to write code for my developers. What I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna edit this page, take out all these code samples, not to confuse my next agent in line, and then I'll be back and we're gonna start writing some code. Okay, I like it very much. So I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna go and give it to another assistant, okay? The one that should be more capable to write the code that I need, okay? It's this one. Same idea. I came up with a prompt that I like. I used the prompt playground to write it for me and then correct little things. I gave it a number of tools that I wanted to be able to use, and including the code base at a certain branch because I want to work it off of that branch. And off we go. We're gonna ask it to read this plan and implement what's being asked of it. The only thing I know I need to do this. Okay, let's go. Right, guys. The assistant finished. It probably took it, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes. I used the time to catch up on my emails. Had a few quick conversations in Teams. I'm back. It says it has a branch for me. I believe it does. Let's go find it. It should be in the user story ticket name because it's been instructed in the prompt to. That's how it should name its branches. And it might have created a merge request actually for me. Let's go take a look. Hold on a sec. Right there, created by agent. This is the merge request that it has created. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pause because otherwise Hugo is going to be bored, look around and come back and tell you what I see, okay? Hold on. Okay, guys, so look, I am fairly impressed with what it was able to do. Well, aside from it cleanly documenting what it has done, okay, which is nice. Not every engineer on my team does the same. I don't do the same when I publish my merge requests, okay? But when I review others' merge requests, I like when it's done like this. So this is nice. If you remember, probably you don't, but in the ticket descriptions, we asked to create a new reader lambda, which it has created. It has maybe double the amount of code that it needs to have. It's clean, it's clear. I'll take it, I'll be able to very quickly adjust it to how I like it. It added the new step in the step function like I wanted it to be added. Again, it's a little verbose. We're going to fix this, not a problem. But otherwise, it's ready for me to be taken over. And with probably 10, maybe less, more minutes, it'll be done. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull on this branch, load it into my cursor IDE, where you and I will finish up this with a little more help from a different kind of AI. Stay tuned. By the way, I didn't mention it, but if you take a closer look, it created a branch, okay, a new one, against the branch that it used as its data source to read the code. It was smart enough to understand that little thing that is quite important. But hold on. Okay, I'm all set. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to the reloading. I don't need to redefine the payload because my lambda is going to work off of whatever is going to come into it from the step function definition. And the last thing I want to do, I don't need this one, okay? But nothing else. Other than this, the assistant was good enough to do what I wanted it to do. And then we need to go look at the actual lambda that I wrote that we can do better with, okay? Okay, guys, so I looked around a little bit. I know what I want done to this one. We're going to start a new session. And I wanted to not construct an RSQL query from parameters. I wanted to receive a query as a parameter. So I'm going to say refactor to assume that you are receiving the RSQL that you need to run as an incoming parameter. Okay, guys, it did something. It didn't do enough. I need to tell it a little more. And I'm not sure how much you want to see. So I'm going to pause for a sec. I'm going to prompt it a few more things here and there, and then maybe it'll be faster to correct manually. Okay, hold on. Okay, guys, I ended up just quickly manually with my hands. I probably spent 5 minutes editing out all the things that were unnecessary and unneeded. Now it's clean and nice and how I expected it to be. So all that's left is for me to go to the test that it wrote, but it now needs to be refactored. I'm going to spend a little time understanding what it's in here, deciding whether I just do it myself or prompt my AI to do it for me. And that's it. And I'll just briefly say that not everything has to be done by my assistant. Sometimes I am actually faster than typing it up and then understanding what it wrote and doing this back and forth. It's always a decision whether I'm going to ask it to do it. I'm going to go and do it myself. Okay. So till next time.